Hello and welcome to Business and Life Mastery. This video is all about how to restore your integrity. I'll go through why the flip you'd want to restore your integrity in the first place. I'll go through what you need to do and the mindset you need to be in to restore your integrity. And then towards the end of the video, I'll talk through practical steps so you can start restoring your own personal integrity today. So why would you want to restore your integrity? I mean, you don't normally talk with your mates and say, oh yeah, I'm going to go to the shops and then I'm going to get my hair done and then, oh yeah, I'm going to spend a few hours restoring my integrity. That's not like a very normal conversation. Well, I'm assuming, given that you've come across this video, you probably know what I'm about to say, but just in case, I will just set some context for why someone would want to actually restore their own personal integrity. I think number one, and absolutely top of the list, is that you would want to restore your own personal power. Because once your integrity is in, then life just works. Life becomes a lot easier. And I did make a video about that, which goes into a lot more detail about why integrity is really at the core of leading a personal life. You can check it out, a link up here or here. Now heads up, I did use a teleprompter for that one. There was a lot I wanted to pack in a short space of time, so my eyes do this weird kind of following thing, but it's still, fairly good content. Secondly, restoring your integrity leads to an incredible amount of peace of mind, because I'm sure you heard this line elsewhere, but the truth will always set you free. So if you go through life going from one line to the next, or just not taking the time to restore your own personal integrity, that could really weigh on your own shoulders. And once you've completed your integrity to whatever level you want to complete it, it does take that weight off your shoulders, allowing you to be a lot more self-expressed. So what does it take restoring your integrity? Well, there's a few key distinctions that I really think that you need to abide by and hold close when you're going through the process of restoring your integrity. I think number one, at top of that list, is holding yourself 100% responsible for the way your life is and the way your life isn't. Don't be a victim of circumstance. You have to, give up that your life is the way it is because of anyone else, because of external circumstances, because of where you live, because of your partner, because of your parents. You need to park all of those conversations and get that you are completely responsible for where you are at this stage in your life, wherever you might be. You see, once a person takes 100% responsibility for their own life and the way their life is or the way their life isn't, then the process of restoring your own personal integrity can become a lot deeper. Because I think if you are still in the mindset of blaming others and external circumstances or situations as to why your life is the way it is now, then I don't think you're really going to get into the nitty gritty. You're only going to do this exercise on one level, and for it to really work and really restore you to full power and have you be powerful and live a powerful life, you really need to, I think, go quite a few layers deeper than that. And that's why it's so important for you to take 100% responsibility for your life. Next up, to restore your integrity takes courage. Picking up the phone to apologize to someone or take responsibility for something that happened 5, 10, 15, 30 years ago isn't your everyday kind of conversation. I know when I first did this exercise, I realized that I ended a relationship that I was in college in a really schmucky way. And again, at the time I did this exercise, I hadn't seen this girl for probably the best part of maybe 6 or 7 years. And the last thing I wanted to do was to give her a call. In a very quick nutshell, her friends told me that she cheated on me. I never knew if she did. I cut up lots of photos and memories I had of her. I sent them in an envelope, which was waiting for her when she got home from a little holiday. She opened it in front of her parents. It all fell out, and there was lots of upset as well, lots and lots of tears. So that, in a nutshell, was it. And I made this a integrity issue because I realised that I had a a conversation about women that I made up after that happened, and I wasn't able to have a relationship, a free and open and honest relationship because of that. And I called her up, and I just took full responsibility, and I really apologized for what happened. And she was blown away, a bit weirded out as well, if I'm honest. But what that basically led to was the ability and access for me to, you know, have relationships and be in committed relationships that filled me with love and joy. Yay, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Now, my ex-girlfriend's reaction when I called her was fairly positive, but you're not always going to get positive reactions from people when you call them up and tell them that you've lied or done something that you shouldn't have done, or when you take responsibility for something. I would say, yeah, probably about 80 to 90% of the time you will get positive reactions, but it is also fairly likely that you won't. And I guess this point is really making sure that when you go into these conversations, you are free of expectation. You don't expect the other person to go, oh, wow, yeah, you're so amazing. Thank you so much. This has been on my mind too. It might go completely the other way, and they might not want to talk to you again. It's fairly unlikely, to be fair, but it might happen. And I think what you really need to keep in your own mind when you're going through this process is the overall context, which is restoring your integrity will give you power. That is why you are doing this. This is not a right versus wrong conversation. This is not to, you know, make you right or make you wrong even, or make them right or wrong. This is all about you restoring your power. And I think keeping that in mind should really help you with the previous point that I mentioned, which is the courage element. Because I think without context, courage can be quite difficult for most people. So, you know, keep in mind that you're doing this for your own personal power, and that should really support you throughout this process. I think the final key thing of what it takes when looking at restoring your integrity is really knowing your purpose, knowing your truth, knowing who you are at your core. Because if you don't have a good handle on that and you go through this exercise, you can only do it at a certain level. If you, like I say, really know your purpose, and I did create a video about that previously, you could see the link up here or here. If you really have a handle on your purpose and what you stand for in life, then you could do this exercise and process at a whole nother level, because you could then look at, well, you know, is my life aligned with who I declare myself to be? And, you know, just looking at the career side and the work side of my life right now, there are two key things for me. One is business and one is comedy. Now, if the area of business completely dominates and I don't write any comedy for a while, then that for me is a integrity issue. On the same hand, you know, if the comedy writing dominates and I don't do any business stuff, then again, that for me is a integrity issue. And that is just, you know, very personal to me. I'm sure it's going to be completely different for yourself. So, you know, really look at who you are at your core and what your truth really is before going through this exercise. I promise you 100% you will do this at a whole different level, and that in turn will give you a lot more power. So let's move on to the practical steps, shall we? So first of all, I'd like you to grab a sheet of paper or open up a new Word document, wherever you want to scribble notes. Just, you know, get that device or piece of paper now and pause this video. Now, at the top of that list, I want you to write in very big letters, "This will give me power," or something like "my power list." Because as you're working through, you really want to keep that context at the forefront of your mind. While you're creating these actions, while you're creating these different things to complete, you really want to remember why you are doing this. This is to give you power and to restore, you know, the power that you once had, so you can really go out there and cause some amazing stuff in your life. So please start fleshing out your list now. And some key things that you'll look at while you're working your way through is, who have you been dishonest to? Who have you lied to? Who have you hidden something from? Write all of those down. Who have you gossiped about? Have you made a rumour about anyone and just let that spread? Have you not taken responsibility for something that you really should have taken responsibility for. Have you been late for a meeting, a phone call? Are you consistently late for someone because there's something in the way, there's an elephant in the room? Is your life aligned with your purpose and who you declare yourself to be? Are you doing a job that fills you with joy and passion? Do you get up in the morning and punch the air in maybe a cheesy American way? You're really grateful and thankful that you've got the job that you have, or that you have the career that you have. Do you do that with your relationship? Is the person that you're in a relationship with completely aligned with the type of person that you want to be with? Is there anything in the way with that relationship? Does that relationship just not work and you've been avoiding it? Have that be a integrity issue, because then you will go to work on your relationship and the result will be is that you either have a relationship that you love or it will end and you'll find a new one. Now keep adding points to your list, and you want to get to at least 30. I'd say 50 plus is probably the ideal, but get to at least 30 and then create a plan to take on the action to clear everything and complete everything from your list. I would highly recommend that you create a plan to have it all happen inside of a week. Any longer, I think, the context might start to fall away, the list might, get maybe lost, shall we say. So you create a plan to nail all of this in a week. And once you've taken this on, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear any amazing conversations that you had. I'd love to hear any kind of breakthrough moments, and please do share those in the comments below and like this video, and please do subscribe to this channel. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. If you did make it this far, right to the end of this video, stay safe, keep well, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.